Hello, hello. Welcome back. Day two of the factor label method. Just working through some more metric conversions. I'll try to point out a few little tricks to make this better. But again, at the end of the day, it's all about more and more practice. Let's keep that up. All right. So, question asks us to convert 31.5 centigrams to milligrams. Starting off the exact same way we worked with yesterday. Question mark, how many units are we looking for? So we're looking for milligrams is equal to, what are we starting with? In this case, 31.5 centigrams. My recommendation while in the metric system, is to always go back to the base. That's my recommendation. I don't like thinking about how many centis are in a milli. It's perfectly possible for you guys to do that. If you're comfortable doing that, you're welcome to. It's just my recommendation to go back to the base. So I always think, hey, I've got this one memorized, 100 centigrams in 1 gram. That is memorized, so I can go back to the base, which is grams. Pretty easy conversion. There is one more step. So again, if you want to think about how many centis are in a milli, go for it. It's one fewer step, but it's a lot more thinking. I'd prefer to do the extra step, make it a little easier in the mind. Now that I have grams, let's go out to milligrams. It's not the value I'm looking for. I need milligrams. Again, grams goes on bottom, so it cancels out. Milligrams, hey, there's what we're left with. And then we have our math left to do. We're looking for milligrams. We have milligrams, so 31.5 divided by 100 times 1,000. Divide bottom, multiply the top, 315 milligrams. Again, I know it may look like this is only one significant digit, and that this is only one significant digit, but these are exact conversions, so they're really infinite significant digits there. So we're only going to be limited to the amount we started with in this case. 3 significant digits, 3 significant digits. 718 nanometers to centimeters. Again, same exact steps. I'm looking for how many centimeters, and I have, or starting with, 718 nanometers. Again, if you're comfortable making a conversion straight from nanometers to centimeters, go for it. Nothing wrong with that, as long as you do it correctly. I prefer to do it the safe way and go back to the base. So I know nanometers has to go on bottom, meters on top. Meters is our base in this case. 1 times 10 to the 9th, so that's 1 billion nanometers in 1 meter. Cool, nanometers is canceled out. I don't have the unit I want yet. I have meters. I want centimeters. So one more conversion is necessary. There are 100 centimeters in a meter. Cool, so meters cancels out. Now the only unit we have remaining is centimeters, which is good. That's exactly what we want. So now we have math. 718 divided by, here's where I'd use that big E button, divided by 1 big E 9 times 100. When we do it that way, we don't have to worry about the order of operations. We don't have to worry about parentheses. That big E button saves us a lot of calculator strokes. I actually recommend you go ahead and get your calculator out now and type that in, 718 divided by 1 big E 9 times 100. Hopefully the answer you're getting is 7.18 times 10 to the negative 5th centimeters. Again, good chance for you to check out on your calculator, are you plugging things in right? So not a bad idea for you to have your calculator out. Go ahead and run through that. Pause the video if you need to. Make sure you're getting this value here. And if not, and you're not sure how to get that value, come talk to me at some point. Okay, hey, here's a tricky one. It gets a lot of people. Cubic centimeters to meters cubed, cubic meters. A lot of people think it's just a one-step conversion, and it is not. We have to remember that power of the third right there means something just a little bit different. So I'm going to start off by writing question mark, meters cubed, that's what I'm looking for, is equal to, and here's my trick, here's my hint, my suggestion. Centimeters cubed should be written as centimeters times centimeters times centimeters. It's the same thing, right? 5 cubed would be 5 times 5 times 5. Centimeters cubed is the same thing. Centimeters times centimeters times centimeters. So I recommend you write that out. 531, okay. Pretty easy conversion, centimeters to meters. There are 100 centimeters in a meter, so there's that conversion. Here's the trick. Here's why I have them listed out, 1, 2, 3. This first centimeter here, this first conversion, only gets rid of 1 of my cubed centimeters. I still have 2 more to go. It's fine. I can use the exact same conversion factor. There's the second centimeters of the cubic. And finally, do it one more time. Aha, there's the third centimeters in the cubic. And what do I have but meters times meters times meters, which is the meters cubed I was looking for. Fantastic. It's just a matter of plugging into the calculator now. 531 divided by 100, divided by 100, divided by 100. Hopefully you're getting 5.31 times 10 to the negative 4th cubic meters. All right, and our final little trick or suggestion here, 60 kilometers per hour to centimeters per second. A double unit, kilometers per hour and centimeters per second. So these are double units. We have to go from kilometers to centimeters and from hours to second. Here's my best suggestion, no slashes. Anytime you guys see a slash, make it a line over another line. Centimeters per second. It's the same exact thing, centimeters per second, but don't use that slash. They're very hard to work with mathematically. Instead, I want 1 unit on top, 1 unit on bottom. Just make it a lot easier to work with mathematically. Cool. So here's what I'm looking for. Here's what I'm starting with. 60 kilometers in 1 hour. Again, no slash. I've got the hour on bottom. At this point, we can either go hours to seconds first or centimeters to kilometers first. It really makes no difference. You're welcome to do it either way you want. I think I went hours to second first. Not directly. I don't like that conversion. I am much more familiar with 1 hour and 60 minutes. Hours on the bottom, which means to cancel it out, I have to multiply it. So I put hours on top. Now I've got minutes on bottom. Again, not what I'm looking for on bottom. I want seconds. So I've got another conversion to make. 60 seconds in 1 minute. Again, minutes goes on top so that they cancel out. Now I've got my seconds on bottom, which is exactly what I want. Voila. And now we can go from kilometers to centimeters. Again, I recommend going back to the base. I think it's just a little bit mentally easier that way. Kilometers. So I want kilometers on the bottom. Kilometers cancels out. I have meters, not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for centimeters. So I've got one more conversion to make. Meters on the bottom, so it cancels out. 100 centimeters then in 1 meter. And there we go. I've got the number on top that I want, centimeters on top, seconds on bottom. Now I've just got math left to do. 60 divided by 60 divided by 60 times 1,000 times 100. 1,670 centimeters per second. Now at this point, if you wanted to, you could go back and write the slash, centimeters slash second, or you can do as I did and just keep the number on top and the value in bottom. So centimeters per second. Double check those significant digits. I started with 3, 6, 0, 0. That's 3. Trailing zeros are significant when there's a decimal, and there is a decimal. So all 3 of these are significant. That's an exact conversion, so there's infinite. That's an exact conversion, there's infinite. That's an exact conversion, so there's infinite. And that's an exact conversion, so there's infinite. So the only number here that has significant digits is the 3 and the 60.0 kilometers. 3 significant digits, 1, 6, 7. Trailing 0, no decimal, not significant. All right, so there we go. A couple more tricks for you to play with.